Greetings to you all, special shout out to Millie and Lloyd. Today is a great day as I have finished another game, Dracula's Legacy. Maybe a brand spanking new platinum. The platinum count is 92. My trophy level is 31 and I'm 82% of the way through. The game stands at 100%, the DLC is done and dusted. There is nothing left to do except take the old gal behind the barn and put her out of her misery. So I'm going to tell you what I think. Dracula's Legacy, developed by Joindots, is an adventure game that came to the PlayStation 4 in 2018. It's only really connected to the novel by name and maybe copying certain plot points, so really loosely connected. It is also not really connected to any movie neither. Dracula was written by Bram Stoker and, in my opinion, was a fantastic book and certainly a hard act to follow in any medium. Joindots was established in 2011 and are based in Krefeld, Germany. They have developed many games for iOS, PC and consoles. They are one busy company with genres such as 3 in a row, hidden object, adventure and puzzle games. You play as Isabella, who suffers from amnesia. It is all amiss before that fortunate night she met Matt. He offered to walk her home, except Isabella could not remember if she had a place to live, let alone where she was living. Isabella is also haunted by dark and mysterious dreams of a town and a castle. Matt suggests that they visit the place of her nightmares. Once they are there, they are split up whilst escaping. Isabella must find and release Matt and discover her past and who or what invades her dreams. So is this Dracula's Legacy a Hammer House classic, or is this Dracula's Legacy bargain bin fodder? We are greeted with a car making its way through the forest. We see a fallen lamppost blocking the way. It is right across the road. It had been standing next to a statue of a praying woman. Isabella, steps out of the car with her fiancé, Matt, and having passed the fallen lamppost on foot, you are faced with a broken archway. Across the top of what is left of the pillars is a metal bar. Hung from it is a sign with a skull and crossbones on. You hear the step of someone or something behind you. You turn to see a hideous creature and start running deeper into the forest. The creature gives chase and Isabella falls down a hole. You appear in a corridor, then it's over to you. A good intro for a game in this genre. Almost instantly you notice that this is certainly a lot more recent than the hidden object games that I've reviewed so far on this channel. Has a certain crispness to it. You know it isn't a AAA by graphics and animation, but with its pricing it was never intended to be. But having said that, it does still look pretty damn good, and I do like the design of the creature and most definitely the vampires. The backgrounds are good, as are the search areas. The graphics do make it easier to find the items, as earlier games was a little blurry. The style really pleased me. It's the castle, the remote and isolated town. The characters are also well designed for an indie title. The graphics are quite detailed in places, and I do like the flames and the storm visuals. The voiceover is quite good. There is quite a bit of narration here. There also is background noise that mixes quite well with the game's soundtrack music. The music changes sometimes quite subtly and affects the mood, but in a good way. It is never silent. This is a good thing and certainly adds to the atmosphere. Every action has a noise. Again, this is good and helps you to be drawn into the game. This is my favourite soundtrack to a game of this genre on PlayStation 4. Mystery Case Files Huntsville for PC is my absolute favourite. PS, the sound of a thunderstorm through headphones is also really cool, by the way. Some might say it's the normal gameplay for the genre. You could say it and you'd be quite wrong, as there are subtle little things at work here. With clear graphics and clever placement of items, make this an easy play. Maybe even too easy almost. But again, it speeds up the game and ergo the story. This allows for you to concentrate on other things. There are several maps for you to explore, none of which are too big. Each map has around 6 to 8 locations, so backtracking is definitely kept to a minimum. This is quite different to many games in the genre. This all adds up to something that plays a little different and feels a little fresher. The first thing that I worried about with this game was, is this a rehash of the Dracula story? Fortunately not. Maybe could be classed as misadvertising on the Dracula name though. It may be a little obvious in story as well, but I think we have seen that story too many times, especially as a fan of trashy horror in the 1980s. The creatures and vampires look over the top, just like the old monster movies. As the story progresses, it slowly reveals itself to you, and whilst obvious in places, it is quite well written. And with the pacing of the game, it certainly is one pleasing game to play. Sometimes the pacing in these games is so far off, either too much all the way through or it all happens at the end. This builds up the tension throughout to the big but obvious reveal at the end, but still not disappointing. This game drew me in and I had to finish the game. Whilst the game has no platinum, I still wanted to finish that trophy list, as the game had done a good job of drawing me in. What started off as a third hour thought ended up a full-on review. I went back after the 3 hours and finished up those trophies. I have felt like I owed it to the developers to finish it completely, only 2 trophies short after the 3 hours, as a show of respect to the developer. This was released around last Halloween. This had the perfect time for release, vampires, Halloween and all that jazz. For any fan of the genre, this is a great little game, and if any of this sounds appealing, it will be worthy of giving it a dabble. With the little changes as described in the gameplay section, it does feel a lot faster paced when compared to other games in the genre. In a way, the Dracula moniker doesn't really help the game, as it comes across as maybe a bit of a cash-in. It is not. The game stands up on its own, and certainly worthy of the £5 I paid for it in the sale. So Dracula's Legacy, a Hammer House classic, it most definitely is. Here we are on Boot Hill. So ends another game on my gaming journey. Please tell me in the comments below what you are currently playing. If you haven't already, please subscribe and maybe share and like if you enjoyed the video. There is plenty more content like this on my channel. Bye Millie, bye Lloyd, bye all. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.